G'day guys, Elliot here again from MMT, here with Ninja. Today we're going to be looking at treating the thumb and areas around the thumb. Now this is a pretty important area for body workers because we'll be using our hands there and we tend to use our thumbs. Very easy to get an overworked thumb. So it does get stronger if you use it in the correct ways. If you start to use force more through your body there rather than overcooking your thumb there. I find that when I'm doing a lot of treatment there, I'm trying not to generate too much force there. The muscles here are just more to kind of splint and hold that thumb in a nice strong position, and we use the efficiency of our body to get the real power to the area that we're trying to treat. So that's one way you can save your thumbs. If you do cook your thumbs though, we need to work in some of the areas that get to built up overwork. So if you look at Ninja's thumbs there, this is a worked thumb.
Yeah,
Compared, this is my thumb, that's his thumb. This is my big toe, and that's his thumb.
Not much difference.
Look at that. So,
but even, my party trick is doing this.
Yep.
Can you see the difference in my left thumb looks like a different person. And just the little thickness of the nails.
Yeah.
Whenever I cut that nail, it's like, it hurts me because it's like there's skin underneath it I don't know if it's me or if it's the nail, if you know what I mean. It's just all kind of thick under there. Just cut it today, so yeah, it's just real thick.
So it's like 3 decades worth of activity, just a lot of power and force going through this area here. And so you can see all these kind of changes there. Body's amazing like that. Starts to build it up to things that you direct it to. So yeah, areas that we can work into when they get overworked is the thenar eminence here. So that's like a muscle that flexes the thumb and pulls it in. As you can see with my thumb here. So it gets very cooked up. And how you can work into it is you get the knuckle here on this side here and just push into the meat there. Just be careful you don't cook up your own thumb while doing it. So even though I am applying a bit of force from the same muscle, I'm not trying to overdo it. If I feel like I need more, I'm going to almost like crowbar my hand into it like this and lever like that. That way I can get more force and purchase on that area.
Whoa, that's good. Yeah, just the joints, just when you're moving my thumb around, my thumb loves just pushing, but yeah, as soon as you start moving it and mobilizing it a bit, I feel vulnerable, even though it's really strong. It just doesn't have the mobility of like my other thumb. So yeah, it's all around those joints. It's probably had scar. That one's a really good one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just in the center there.
Build up, micro tearing over time, micro fracturing, and things like that.
Did you ever injure your thumb in sport?
I have, I got it. I have heard it a little bit, but I had a funny story. Like this is probably I was only 10 years into it, treating, maybe even less. I was playing basketball, and I remember I was sort of, how you have a triangle, so you're kind of trying to guard space type of thing, and someone did a real fast pass, and it went doink straight onto the end of my right thumb.
Yep.
And I got like this. I was expecting heaps of pain, but the ball went straight back like I'd punched it. It went back in the opposite direction.
Wow.
And it didn't even hurt me.
It's got direct on.
Yeah,
nice.
It hit me direct on. So it was, I kind of like that story because it's like one I remember. I felt like, because my thumb is so strong.
Yeah, the strength of it.
Yeah, but
didn't buckle at all.
Nah. But yeah, I have heard it, and it's not a good spot to hurt when you're playing like these contact sports. Like, we need to kind of grab the ball, but also with tackling and things like that, you want to have a good strong thumb.
So you can see here I've switched up the contact point. I'm not using my thumb anymore, just giving a little break there so I don't cook it, and then moving into my middle finger here, another strong piece. But my other hand is underneath the thumb here, so I'm sort of sandwiching this area here. That helps to double the force. Right, so if you push it up against a pillow or on a table there's a bit of squidge factor where it kind of like squidges in. But if you reinforce it with your own hand there, you can really sandwich it in there and just be more efficient.
Oh dear.
How's that spot there?
Yeah, it's a good one. Each time you go back into it, it's just intense. But it's getting better. You feel it's reducing, that intensity reduces the more you're kind of working it. So I just know know in myself that this is beneficial, going to be better for the work.
I'm just sinking out there. And then the next area we're going to go for is just along through here. So this is where abductor pollicis is. Another muscle that again brings your thumb in this way, which is different to this one. So it pulls it in like this. So people who also work with their hands a lot, like doing finer things. My partner, she's a patisserie chef, so she's in the kitchen a lot doing desserts. A lot of piping, a lot of hand tools there, so a lot of fine motor control, and muscles like this will shorten up a lot with her. I've also been treated people who worked in labs and handle things like syringes. And you don't think that's heavy work, but it can be when you've got a thick liquid that you've got to draw out of a vial in a ventilated space as well. So wearing gloves, it's a lot of clenching happening on with their hands.
Even like people that make jewellery, things like that, and there's real fine, detailed movements, but repetitive, eh?
Yeah,
so,
it's amazing they can get that control, but yeah, you're right. Small things add up.
Yeah. I think a lot of people I've seen over the years have had their main issues are stemming from like being on the mouse, the keyboard, things like that, and or their drivers, they're kind of in one spot all the time, but they kind of get cemented up into that spot in a way, and they're doing these little fine movements, but they get lost in their work, and then before they know it, 8 hours have passed and they haven't even moved, and then their body needs to be lubricated, it needs to be loaded, and it's sort of not natural to just be sitting on a chair.
Yeah,
and,
it's just adapting to whatever you give it. So if you're telling it to stay still, it's just going to become more of a statue, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this next bit we're going to work on through here is that first web space between the thumb and the index finger. There's a couple of muscles here, one that draws the thumb inwards like this and contracts here, and then the second one pulls the index finger across like this. And why that's important is that when we do things that require us to bring these two together, this area can tighten up there and cramp the hand. And so some people get hand pains or thumb and index finger pains just through this area being chronically contracted. So right now I'm still starting on the index finger side, running my thumb through that web space there.
So good.
Following the border of the bone. So again, keeping in mind where the source of the pain can be with the attachment point. And this web space actually goes a lot further down than most people think. So you've got this kind of webbing here. It goes quite far down to about here. So I can feel the metacarpal bones, the thumb metacarpal and the index finger one. It forms a V, and they join together down here.
Whoa.
So you can
good.
Get into like a really intense spot down here.
Wow, yeah, that's it. You feel like your hand wants to cramp in these spots. But bit of acupressure, there's or acupuncture as well. Like these are headache points as well. So you can kind of I suppose because it is your hand, you can explore these spots in your own hand that Elliot's been working on, and just see if you have got tension and pain, and what feels like a good pain. And see if you can give yourself some relief.
So even though my thumb's been pushing into like the same area there, what we can do is a bit of a dynamic release as well. So here, like I said, it's contracting when the finger's coming towards, and then it lengthens when we go out. So very sensitive area. We've got a lot of neurons in our brain that map this area. That's why we use our hands quite a lot. And so you don't have to be moving your thumb around a lot to treat this area. You can just stay in one spot there and make the small angle adjustments. And then just finishing off, we're going to work on the thumb side. So same area in the webbing there, but on the thumb side there. So getting my thumb to go in, hook in, and then again onto the bone. And thinking about the connection point between where the tissue would be and where the bone is, where the periosteum is.
Yeah, your periosteum.
The old periosteum. So that's like the skin of the bone, and it's there's no border to it between that and the fascia. It's quite continuous.
Yeah.
It's very easy for us to think muscle, bone, connective tissue, but they just blend. They all blend.
The fascial continuum. It's an old ninjaism too. It's actually real. It's good.
So, yeah, good one to do if you're a body worker. You can trace this around on yourself, just feeling for where the tension points could be. Think about where the borders of the bones are and see if you can feel the bones too. I know we're working with the connective tissue and muscles there, but like I said, it's all continuous there. So if you can find where that border is, you can feel the source of where that tightness can be, and you can start to imagine what the anatomy can be underneath the skin. All right, so feel for it, close your eyes even just to kind of detect what you're feeling underneath there, what feels like it's jammed up or stiff, and just work through it there. If you want to do it yourself, like you use your other hand like this, you can also pinch into it like that and work into those muscles there. Or if you're feeling that that's a bit too much there, you just got a good one there using the elbow.
And you grab your own elbow. You can really drive into the spots, you know, wherever it might be, if it's on the front or into you can go right along into there in that space.
You get quite creative there. So obviously you want to release a point then. If you've got to use your own hand, then you might cause a bit too much tension. That's a good way to get some efficiency out of that. And then another one is using objects as well. So like the corners of chairs or tables there are a good one to get that pressure into the nooks and crannies of your own hand. So yeah, if the thumbs are giving some issues there, or you're feeling they haven't got all that strength there, give this a go, see what you can find. You know, get that tightness out, get that pain out, get them strong again. All right.
You can do it.
Awesome. Done.
Done.